Look, I've spent a lot of time on the road, getting my hands dirty in every corner of this country. I've seen firsthand how things get made, and lately, I've noticed something big. A massive shift is underway. While you might picture old, rusted-out factories, a new story is being written, and a whole lot of it is happening south of the Mason-Dixon line. The American South is quietly, but surely, becoming the new engine of our industrial might. It's not just a few plants here and there. We're talking about a full-blown industrial boom. A modern-day gold rush for manufacturing jobs that's reshaping communities and the entire economy. This isn't just a random trend. It's a deliberate, powerful movement driven by practical realities. Companies big, small, from overseas are pouring billions into... Let's get down to brass tacks. Why would a company choose to build a multi-billion-dollar facility in rural South Carolina instead of, say, the Midwest? A big part of the answer comes down to simple math. First, let's talk about unions. The South has traditionally been a right-to-work region, which means employees can't be forced to join a union as a condition of employment. This generally leads to lower rates of unionization. For large manufacturers, this is a huge deal. It often means more flexibility in how they manage their workforce, fewer work stoppages, and more predictable labor costs over the long haul. Then there's the cost of doing business. It's just plain lower. Land is cheaper and more plentiful. Electricity costs are often significantly less. Natural gas is often less expensive too. And yes, wages are typically lower than in the Northeast or the West Coast. When you add land, power, and labor savings together, a company can build and operate a plant for a fraction of the cost. States roll out the red carpet with a whole toolbox of incentives. Having cheap land and low taxes is great, but it's all for nothing if you don't have the people to actually do the work. And this is where the South has played another one of its trump cards: a growing population and a serious commitment to workforce training. For decades, people have been moving to the South in droves, drawn by the lower cost of living, better weather job opportunities. This migration has created a deep and expanding pool of available labor. Unlike some regions that are struggling with shrinking populations, the South has a steady stream of people ready and willing to learn the skills needed for modern manufacturing jobs. But it's not just about having bodies available. It's about having skilled bodies. This is where state governments have truly shined. They've invested heavily in creating world-class workforce training programs, often in direct partnership with the companies that are moving in, like Airbus in Mobile, Alabama. States like Georgia have their Quick Start program, and South Carolina has Ready CC. These programs are designed to be incredibly nimble. They will literally build a custom training curriculum for a new company, such as FlightWorks Alabama. If you want to build things, you have to be able to ship them. It's as simple as that. And the South's location is, frankly, a logistical dream. The region is crisscrossed by a dense network of interstate highways, I-95 running up the East Coast on 85 connecting major hubs like Atlanta and Charlotte, and 10 spanning the Gulf Coast with the Port of Mobile. This allows trucks to move finished goods and raw materials quickly and efficiently to major population centers across the country. A factory in Tennessee or Georgia is within a day's drive of a huge percentage of the American market, which is a massive competitive advantage when it comes to transportation costs and delivery times. On top of the roads, the South is home to some of the nation's busiest and fastest growing ports. Port of Savannah, Port of Mobile, Port of Virginia. This is absolutely critical for modern manufacturing, which relies on complex global supply chains. Companies can easily import components from Asia or Europe, assemble them in their southern factories, and then ship the finished products back out to markets around the world. So when you put it all together, the picture becomes crystal clear. Be sure to like and subscribe to SCO's YouTube channel.